Himmler was the one in 1943 during a speech who said that it would be unjustifiable to execute the men without also executing the children, because to not execute the children would allow the revengers to grow up to face their sons and grandsons. It was in April of 1943 that a woman named Stanislawa Leszcynska showed up at Auschwitz. But nobody there called her that. They called her Mother. Stanislawa was simply Mother at the camp. She was not Jewish. She was a Catholic from Poland. She had been caught with her husband forging Aryan documentation paperwork. Forging paperwork that would help people escape. She and her daughter were sent to Auschwitz as a result. When she arrived there, she produced the paperwork that showed that she was a midwife in Poland to the people in leadership at Auschwitz and asked for permission to work on the health ward, taking care of pregnant and laboring women and their newborn babies. It was on March 26th of 1942 that women were first sent to Auschwitz. We don't have as much recording of what was happening before that, but Mother survived and left the camp and later wrote about what happened from April of 43 onward. And what happened was that she delivered about 3,000 babies in the camp. About half of them were pretty immediately put to death at the camp, and about 1,000 died of malnutrition. About 500 survived in various ways. Several hundred were put out for adoption via a program that basically took blonde-haired, blue-eyed babies and sent them back out to German families. 30 children seem to have survived being born at Auschwitz and went back out into the world, according to Mother's reports. She was the only one allowed to bring water to the maternity ward, which was about 30 women at a time. And she was the only one that was given special permissions at camp to allow the women care. She was very, very pressured to do the killing of the newborns herself, and she refused at great personal sacrifice. She held her line and would not actually do the infanticide. She served the women, she served the babies, and the babies that were sent out for adoption, she put a special mark. She tattooed a little tiny mole on each of their armpits with hope that if those babies were sent out, that after Auschwitz closed, that they might be able to identify those children and reunite them with the women who were their birth mothers. She actually was attending a birth when Auschwitz was liberated by the Soviets, and the Germans that fled lit Auschwitz on fire. She stayed and attended the last birth that was at Auschwitz during the liberation, and then she and her daughter stayed for an extra week in the camp, attending the sickest people before she went back to her hometown, and where she proceeded to continue working. And she's given accounts of this to midwifery collectives, where she says, of my 48 years as a midwife, 2 of which were spent at Auschwitz, she served the entire time, and she attended those births, and she did the thing. And 30 of those babies survived Auschwitz, not counting the ones that were kind of lost, the several hundred that were sent somewhere else, but that were never found again. About 2,500 of those babies were killed or killed indirectly at Auschwitz.